Hello again, everybody. We are back with the second speaker of today, which is Susana Abadía. Susana is a senior data and analytics tech lead at NWorld. So she's a senior data tech lead and analytics consulting firm in London, and she has been focused her career in data mainly. So having the opportunity to work in some other different roles like project management or business analyst, she has always followed the technical path as the biggest decision that she has taken because she really enjoys doing so. So coming from the different traditional data platforms, adapting to the new opportunities, possibilities, and changes that big data and the new cloud data platforms has brought to the table. So hello, Susana. Welcome to the International FemHack. It's a pleasure having you here today. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. So, Susana, I have some questions to ask you to conduct your conference a bit, right? So we will start, if you don't mind, right? So I would like to know if you could please tell us, how did you get started in your field? What did you study? What did you do after finishing your studies? Can you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, sure. Well, I come from a small town in Teruel. Teruel is a very remote area in Spain. So I did college there. This was back in 1998, so a long time ago. My studies focus on desktop applications and databases, and I also learned a little bit of system administration and network. As some of you might know, when you finish this, then I got into a 3 or 4 months apprenticeship in one of the companies in my hometown. I did all sorts of things. So I did user support, systems monitoring, desktop and printer installation, and a little bit of database development as well, which is what I liked. This was desktop application development, so very simple. And
Great.
after the training, I did they offered me a contract, and I stayed in this company for 5 years. I hit the roof of my career very quickly, so there was no career progression at all. But look, I was comfortable. I was young. It was my first work, my first job, and my salary, and so on. So I was very comfortable and enjoying my time there. But after 5 years, my boyfriend, back then, husband now, decided to move to the UK. So I moved with him. I took all my savings and I set myself an objective. I would find a job while I learned the language, but I would find a job related to my skill set. And to be honest, my English was very poor, and the money was running out very quickly as well. But suddenly, my first job in IT came up, but I left it on the first. I quit on the same day. It was a very pleasant experience, to be honest. But after 2 weeks, the same company called me back, and they told me, "Can you migrate a Microsoft Access database to SQL Server?" And I said, "Yes, of course I can." And that was the beginning of my career in data. This was a temporary job, very badly paid, to be honest. But this job got me the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, until I set myself as a data specialist in Microsoft SQL Server stack.
Wow, great. This is really great. So thanks for asking this first question. So we can tell that you have went through different jumps from one side to another, just changing your location, going from one enterprise to another. So this is a really interesting approach. So by knowing that, were you empowered to take management positions instead of more technical ones? What did you do to overcome these and to fully dedicate your career to what you really enjoy?
The natural career path in IT has always been, and sometimes in some companies still is. You spend some years being technical, and then you might hit the tech lead or team lead, and then suddenly, little by little, you start growing into management roles where you move from coding and from hands-on roles. So that's what really happened. I did try management roles. I just didn't know if I would like them or not. So while I was working in London in a consulting company, they offered me two opportunities to do project management. I tried PMO and project management, IT project management. Well, I didn't enjoy them much. They didn't give me the thrill of going to work every day, and the risk of doing this kind of roles was that I would move away from hands-on roles. So I tried them, and the next times I was offered this kind of roles, I just said no. I just didn't like them. But then the big data revolution hits the world and took the tech world by storm. And suddenly, new types of data arriving at different speeds, different volumes, and consumed by different new audiences drove the need of new technologies like Hadoop, Cloudera, cloud computing, R, Python, open source. All this was a new world for me, totally a new world. So I learned Hadoop, I learned cloud computing, but technology is something that you learn while you use it. And I found very difficult to learn all these technologies from scratch. This was a new paradigm of technology, moving from license-based systems to open source, or you can change source code and all these things. So this was a totally new paradigm for me. I was also working for the financial services in London, and these new technologies arrive later than some other markets, less regulated markets. So I wasn't precisely in the best environment to learn these technologies, but I got the opportunity of my life, and I said an opportunity. I want to take it as an opportunity. I got into a role. I was offered a role in a very, very important project, UK-wide. Was very important. This project meant that if it was implemented correctly, the whole financial services would use cloud computing as well, for example, would be able to use cloud computing. So it was a very, very hard project with loads of technologies, very tight deadlines, and I was in charge of designing the reporting platform using two technologies that I didn't know about. So this was Redshift and Jaspersoft. I also landed in a team with 4 IT architects, way more senior than me. I mean, their knowledge was amazing. So I felt very insecure around them. So I had too many challenges in one go. I had the lack of knowledge in one side, and I also had my insecurities driven by comparing me with them, for example. So I had 2 choices. Either I quit or I move forward and carry on. And and obviously I did the last one. I hide my insecurities. I trusted my capacity of learning, and hard work, I work hard, and I did the job. And yeah, it was an amazing opportunity, but to be honest, it came with a cost. When I finished the project, my brain was fried. I just couldn't think anymore, and I had to take some time off just to recover a little bit. But to be true, if I had to do it, I would do it again. And this role proved me that I could learn technology very quickly if I was given the opportunity. So I decided, that's when I decided to continue with what I wanted and forget about management roles. I don't do full management roles. I'm happy with a mix of both, because obviously with my seniority, having a team and so on is absolutely fine. But my objective is not to get away from hands-on roles or close to technology roles like architect or data modeler or designer, which are still within the technology path.
Great. That's great. So once again, your insight it's really inspiring, I would say, because sometimes you only follow, the river, you only follow the flow, and then you really need to be consistent of what you like and what you need, because as you said, you at some point you had to stop, right, for a while, because it was overwhelming you. And this is important also to say as a professional. Yeah, I'm a professional, I can do my job and I'm good at that, but for whichever reason, now I need a break and now I need to stop and then I will be strong to resume again my responsibilities, or to jump into another role or whatever. So this is a really key message and really important, and not everybody is saying that, because it's not easy, right? So it's not easy to say openly, I need a break, or I have to stop, or whatever. So this is brave, first of all, really brave, and natural, because it arrives to everybody and it happens to everybody, right? So, and everyone there out must know that if you feel like that at some point of your career, it's normal. You are not a stranger at all, and you are feeling what a lot of people has been feeling for a long time maybe, and what a lot of people is feeling currently. So you are not the only one thinking, I need a break, right? And that's really important, and that's really key. Not everything is wonderful and marvelous on your professional career, right? So you will be really happy at some positions or doing some projects, and then maybe you are simply not, or you, as you said, you just need a break, right? And thanks for that message, because it's really key. It's really key, and I think that not everybody is brave enough to just say it, right? So
we are not robots. We work in
exactly.
IT, but we are not
exactly
robots.
Working in IT, but it doesn't mean that we are not machines, of course.
And this applies to some other jobs, like doctors, for example, when they are under pressure, or after COVID, for example, that they were so much under pressure. It is okay to say, I'm going to stop. I just stopped for 4 months, not much, but the company allowed me to do that, and it was great, and I came back to fight and to get new challenges. So it was absolutely right. It was worth it.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be taken as a shame, right? I mean, it should be taken as you're a human, and at some point you have to stop. It's as normal as life, right? So really key important message. Thank you for that, Susana, because I think it's really important for the public and for everybody listen us here today. So I would ask you another question. What changes you have noticed in terms of structural and social aspects for women in the technology sector based on your experience and your extensive journey?
Okay, so I've been around for more than 20 years. Okay, and to be honest, I have worked with very few women. All the women that I've worked with, They were either managers or they went through the business analyst or management career, which is absolutely fine. These women I work with, they said, no, Susana, I don't like the coding thing. I don't like programming. Like, that's fine. If you don't like it, you shouldn't do it. Definitely not. You have to, in your career, you have to do what you really, really like. But what I have noticed is that with the big data revolution, for example, there's been a change in the workforce and the skill sets as well. Roles like data engineer or data scientist didn't exist before. Or, for example, data modeler was part of a database, was a skill in the database, as the database developer. But now it is a whole practice. Or, for example, the office of data within the companies, having a chief data officer or a chief information officer, or, for example, data governance, data quality are new in the industry, and they require more workforce. So there are more opportunities as well. Also, and this is thank you to big companies like Google or Facebook. Now you can find the figure of the individual contributor, which offers an alternative to the management path for professionals with seniority like me, for example, that don't want to do management. So you can be an individual contributor. You can specialize yourself in the technologies and grow within the technologies or the technologies of the area that you are focused on. Even data is a huge area. So, and then you have, I don't know, you have cybersecurity, you have CSOPs, you have, so now the technology practices are huge, and even in data. So now there are more roles where women can feel more comfortable as well. You can be a techie and you can do some other things. So the only thing that you have to do, you have to learn the technologies and all the knowledge required for them. On the other hand, the way of learning has changed as well. I used to learn by reading books. So I have plenty of IT books. But now with Udemy or Coursera, a Cloud Guru, which are learning platforms that are cheap and easy to use, you can get different levels of knowledge with and very focused to what you really want or what you really need. So learning technologies has become easier as well. And also, like the big companies, I don't know, Azure, AWS, or even a single tool for data governance. They provide training and certifications that then the companies that use these products ask to their employees to have. So training has become easier. So it is not getting new knowledge is less challenging than before. And also the companies are starting to know that if they invest in their employees in training, they will hold them for longer, because they will also invest in their career progression, in career development. So that's what I have found that is different than before. Now we have more opportunities. So the women coming into technology, we have more options, we have more choices, we have more paths to follow. So we really have the opportunity to do what we really want and not for roles that we really don't like.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you on that point. And this is one of also the key points of the FemHack, right? So there's still a gap there that everybody can notice, right, on the tech industry for female talent. But what we want to do here today, right, on this second edition of the FemHack, is to still and to keep showing that there are female talent on a lot of diverse profiles inside the tech industry, right? So from really top management ones to really specialized profiles like yours, because you decide to, right? So profiles that are really getting the hands dirty, right? On the day-to-day job, on the development of the projects, right? So every profile has different responsibilities, different challenges as well. So I am not saying that management positions is easier than tech profiles or the other way, right? So every profile has difficulties, but it's important to show that there already are women in every different kind of profiles, right? So all positions could be covered by women, and a lot of positions are already covered by women in the tech industry, right? And this is the key message that the FemHack wants to transmit during the conference as part of the FemHack, right? So thanks for that.
If you don't want to be a CEO, if you don't want to be a, I don't know, a CTO, or you don't want, if you think that's not what you don't want, that career progression, that career growth, there are plenty for you to do. I think there is a lack of women around, like role models or people to look up to, but that's going to change. That's going to change over time. I can see more younger women getting into technology and getting their hands dirty and doing a great job. I know it's gonna change, but it just takes time. You guys have to do what you like. If hands-on techie work is what you do, go for it. Nothing should stop you from doing that.
Definitely. I wouldn't be more agree. Definitely. So, Susana, up to this point of the conference, I would ask you, which are the key lessons that you have learned so far?
And these are my lessons learned, and this is what I would tell to any of the employees that come to my company, for example, and they join in my team. It is or if one of my colleagues finds counsel about what to do next or how the things work, or any kind of advice, this is what I would say. In your career, expose yourself to different career options. Try things. Just try different things so you know what you like or what you don't. Look, if you are 100% sure about what you like, good for you. But if you are not sure, just expose yourself to different options. Try it, and if you don't like it, you've gained experience, but you can always go back to what you did before. It's absolutely fine. Networking, expand your network, stay connected and maintain relationships. Very, very important. The relationships that you do now, those are probably the relationships that would get you an opportunity in the future. So stay connected, talk to your work colleagues from the past, and definitely it is very important to do that. Make career decisions based on what you like, not what you are pushed into. Be brave and say no. If you are driven into a role that you really don't want to do, just say no. If your decision in that company is stopping you from continuing or growing your career, yes, consider changing companies or consider changing teams. But you are the owner of your career, and so you have the right to say that you don't want to do something. It's absolutely fine. Find mentors and people to look up to. That's very important. You want someone to tell you what you are good at, but you want someone to tell you which are your areas of improvement and how to do it. And people with experience with more experience that you are the best people to do so. So it is you can find them, I don't know, within your company. It can be your manager or a manager of your manager, or someone that you actually get on well with, and that you are capable to have an open conversation with, and just try to find that person. If crosses your path, try to have this dialogue with this person. Don't never ever forget about soft skills. We are, as I said before, we are not robots, and soft skills are essential in every role. Good collaboration, communication, empathy, and adaptability will contribute a lot to your career. As women, we have empathy, and that's what most of the times make us very good managers. But within the technical roles is exactly the same thing. You work as a team, so create good dynamics within a team, being a good colleague, help each other. That's always very important. And adapt yourself to the new situations. Technology changes, the landscape changes. Just adapt, and if you adapt, you will survive pretty well. And also, being nice is not a weakness. You just don't have to be a strong-minded woman all the time, or set your foot on about everything or anything. You just can be nice. You can be yourself, because sometimes the corporate world can turn you into a harsh person, because that's what you see around you. No, just if you know yourself, just be true to yourself. You are the way you are. You don't have to change just because you are in an IT job or in an IT role. Never stop learning. It's very important. Training should be part of your company development plan. That's what I said before. And if your workplace is the best place to learn, expose yourself to changes and embrace the challenges. In my career, I've gone from challenge to challenge, and that's what I like. Challenge I see, challenge I go. It's my mojo. And I can assure you that it gets easier over time, definitely. And never forget what you've done in your previous roles. It would only add value to your next role. And this is what I've learned with experience and with years. After 20 years, I kind of forgot that I had all this. After 20 years and all this new technology framework that I'm finding myself to work on cloud computing, Python, Scala, Spark. It's totally different technologies than what I learned at the beginning. But everything that I've learned before, not in technology-wise, but all the experience through the creating products, developing products, all the maturity. As you grow up, you will see different situations with different perspective, and this experience over the years can only add value to your next role. So just don't forget about this. You just don't learn technology, you learn much more things. So that would be my last advice, Noelia.
Thank you very much, Susana. I truly believe that these advices, these tips, will be really helpful for all the people that is listening. So thanks, because as you said, you have an extensive career on the industry, right? You decide to do whatever you like to do, and this is really important. You take your time, you create a community around you. You said that it is important to have people around you to take a look to them, to try to get advices from them, right? So as you said, everybody likes to listen in which he or she is good at, but you also need people to tell you which are your areas of improvement, and that's really important to grow and to advance as a professional, right? and also as a person, I would say, not only as a professional, right? So yeah, this is really, really important. And for me, I would add like, yeah, community is important. So having people, and what does community mean? Because this word is extensively used and may have a lot of definitions, but for me, community is be surrounded of people that trust in you, people that believe in you, and people that will always help you to make you a better person and a better professional, right? So this is important. So, and for that reason also, having role models and having people to, you know, to which you can interact with, it's key, and it's important, because one of the sentence of the FemHack conferences part is sharing to inspire, right? So whenever you share your experience, whenever you share your tips, your advices, your experience, so you are inspiring someone else. Maybe you don't know, but you are indeed, right? So this is really key. So thank you for that. The public has been active and has some questions. If you don't mind, I will address them to you.
Okay.
First one would be, as you said that you have worked extensively in the financial services sector, could you discuss the unique data challenges that this sector presents, as for your opinion?
The financial services sector is a very regulated sector, so you just cannot do whatever you want with the data. It is protected. It is customer information, customers' financial information. So sharing data, using data, it is difficult. Whichever use you want to give to the data, it has to, especially in the UK, it has to be approved by the Financial Conduct Authority. And if the Financial Conduct Authority says no, you just cannot use the data that way. So apart from the fact that acquiring technology is difficult, acquiring a technology that is going to tick all the boxes, so whatever you do with the data is approved, is a challenge. That's why new technologies are implemented later than in financial services than in other markets, like, for example, I don't know, retail, for example. And that's the challenge, that the main challenge, I would say.
Great. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, as you said, in a sector in which everything is really legislated, right? Even if you have data to work with, if you are not able to because you are restricted, so it seems like a really difficult challenge to overcome.
But they are doing it now. I want to clarify. They are using the new technologies now. Okay, so this was a situation a long time ago, but they are finally using it. So be brave and join financial services too.
It sounds fun, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other question coming from the public. What future trends do you foresee in business intelligence and data warehousing, particularly within the financial service sector?
Which trends?
Yeah, future trends do you foresee in business intelligence and data? Yeah, if you foresee some trends, sure.
In financial services, they are still. Sorry, did you say financial services or just in general?
Yeah. Financial services.
It's in financial services, they are busy with the data warehousing side of things. For example, where to store the data, how to store the data, how to secure the data. It is, and they have challenges around, data collection and how to store it. They have exactly the same challenges they've had before, but now they have the plus that they can use cloud computing to store more data if they want to. I don't see many new trends apart from the ones that you see now. There are new products like Snowflake or Synapse or Databricks that bring very good they bring good possibilities to the table, and in financial services they tend to use technologies that are well established. So Tableau and Power BI, they will continue growing. In financial services, they are risk adverse. So in terms of innovation, they would always go for fully proven technologies. So I don't think there will be much changes in trends for the moment, because they are still establishing what they are going to do with the new technologies.
Great. Thanks for your insights, for sure. I have another question coming from the public as well. So they ask if you can share an example of a challenging project you worked in. I mean, the most challenging project you can tell us up to the details that you can provide you, because we know that sometimes of different projects you are not able to say a lot of, right? So if you can, if you can share whichever project in which you have been involved that you really enjoyed, it would be great.
Yeah. As I said before, I like challenges, so I usually jump into challenges. I just do that. I see something difficult and I go for it. But apart from the challenging project that I talked about, that left me mentally drained, right after that one and after the break, I joined these other projects. It was a data platform, and this data platform was to store XML data, and the query language was XQuery. So I had no idea about both of them. I mean, I've never worked with XML. I've never worked with XQuery, and I was given the opportunity to learn the technology. I had a technical lead who helped me as well, and I had the time and space to learn and at the end deliver on time what I had to do. So I have plenty of challenges to talk about, but probably this one's one of the craziest ones that I've done. I'm very glad that I did. Now I know quite a lot about all this, about unstructured data.
Great. Yeah, you said from the very beginning that every challenge you see, you take it. So this is good, right? So this is the good way to learn and to challenge yourself, and also to demonstrate yourself that you can do whatever you want if you want. Yeah, right. So right. This is a good way to see the things, and this is a good approach for sure. And we are going with the last question, Susana, right? So can you share some of your experience working with both traditional and cloud technologies in business intelligence?
My experience? If I'm going to be very simplistic, but both of them, at the end of the day, tend to tackle the same issues, all of them. Yeah. With data, you have your data and you want to put it somewhere, so you put it in an SQL Server database, or you put it in an Oracle database, or yeah. And all of them come with their own, even though they are SQL based systems, but all of them come from with their special things, with their subtleties, their special language, and so on. It is fine. The challenges with traditional systems is that performance is a problem at the end of the day, and you cannot grow the processing or the storage. You couldn't grow the capacity in terms of storage or processing very quickly. Then cloud computing came up with all the flexibility, with all the elasticity, and with you can store as much data as you want. You can process data as much as you want, and so on. But still, cloud platforms, they are in a warehouse somewhere in the middle of nowhere, so they are still machines. So the problem of performance and in both in processing and storage is still there. But the change that what is different now with cloud computing is that you have to be very mindful with cost. As a data professional working with cloud technologies, you have to be very aware of what the cost, the immediate cost that your actions are going to make in the platform. I don't know, with AWS, for example, with the different data services that you have around, all of them, they are charged in a different way, by call or by volume, or where the data goes to or where it comes from. So probably that's one of the things that is different from cloud technologies to the traditional. The rest, from very high level, is exactly the same challenges.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for your answer, Susana. So we are finished. I would like to thank you very much for your participation. It has been really real. It has been really fulfilling, and it has been really helpful for everybody that is listening, I'm more than sure. So thank you once again for being part of the International FemHack. Thank you for providing with another role model in this tech industry, right? And thank you for participating with us and for sharing your extensive experience. So thank you, Susana, very much, and I really hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Noelia. My pleasure. And again, thank you for having me here. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, so we have finished already the second conference of today. The third one, it's taking place in 45 minutes, more or less. So we will having a conference with Laia Consola, Sara Ruiz, and Laura Alvarez about cybersecurity. So I really encourage you to connect in 45 minutes again to listen to this conference. So thank you very much, and see you in 45 minutes.